Hi, everybody. On this week of November the 2nd, Stu Paul with you, the voice of the women's basketball team. Pleasure again to have Luby Lakatsik, the head coach of the UTSA women's basketball team. And this past Saturday, October 31st, the women's basketball team had their first game, an exhibition game against another San Antonio institution, the Trinity University Tigers, and they won that game by a score of 59-50. Albeit at one point that the Roadrunners had a 22-point lead, but Trinity made it a contest. But Luby, a couple of interesting things we can point out, but before we elaborate about the game, how about the rule changes? Instead of having two halves, you have 4 quarters, 10 quarters apiece. Your feelings on that?
Well, it does make a big change. You've gone away from the one-on-one free throw situation. You get 5 fouls each quarter, so I think it's sped up the game, obviously. So you have that change. The 4 quarters also, I think, help you with substitutions. They help you get rest at a certain time each time in the game. So I think that's a positive. The rest of the rule changes, we'll just have to see how they play along as the season progresses.
Well, you had a chance to see the squad for the first time during the game itself. Tell me about your impressions, even though you had a big lead cut down at the end.
Well, I think I'm starting to solidify who I think is going to start games and key players in that. But more importantly, the exhibitions are for an opportunity everyone to get out there and show me what they can do. So everyone will be given an opportunity. Everyone, I want to see how they perform when the lights are on game night. So that is more important than anything else to me. So I plan on doing the same thing in the next game, give everyone a chance, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
Jeff C. Thornton, who had been a 4-year starter as a volleyball player while she was an undergraduate, had her first appearance as a basketball player while working on her master's with the club. Tell me about your thoughts.
Well, again, she hadn't played basketball for 4 years, and I saw some outstanding things from her. That up and under move she made for her first score was pretty nice, pretty smooth. I think pretty well in terms of executing it properly. So I think that's something we'll see from her more often. I knew that especially her would be pretty nervous after having not played for 4 years, but I thought she did very well.
Kasha really made some pretty good shots toward the end in the second half. I was really impressed with the way she was able to set herself up. Nice if you can get as many shots as possible, but the important thing is the quality looks, the quality shots. I know that's something you look for out of every one of your players.
Right. We want quality trips down the floor. So we want to take good shots each and every possession and execute whatever game plan we come up with. Some games that might be we want to shoot it quicker. Other games against certain opponents, we may want to slow it down and get a little more ball movement. So those things change from game to game, but we have to be adept at doing both the entire season.
Based on my view of the stats, it looked like Trinity had 20 turnovers in the ballgame. We've had our share, but I really thought with the amount of turnovers they had, it certainly was an indication of how well your defense played.
From our pressing, I thought we created some turnovers, and that's what we want to continue to do. Now, we should have finished a little bit better off of some of those turnovers, but that'll be things that we'll work on and shore up over the next couple weeks.
Anything else you'd like to work on based on what you saw during the game this past Saturday?
Well, you're asking a coach, so my answer is a lot. We have a lot to continue to work on. So it starts from an individual perspective to a team perspective, from being able to stop penetration to then having people help and recover. So all those things need to get better. But again, it's a starting point, and we'll move forward from there.
I really was also impressed with the way Alana Hurd and Alexis Tews handled the ball. You look at those two as a point guard. I mean, they were very quick, they were very aggressive, but even when they were racing up court in the fast break, the important thing was handling the ball better. There were times that things might have been a little bit erratic last year, but I thought even after one game, I thought things were very smooth.
Well, you're looking at it through your eyes. As a coach, after going back and watching the game film and reviewing each possession, I still feel we have a lot of work to do in that regards. But again, positives there, positives not only in that, but positives offensively. I thought we started out the second half very well offensively. We crashed the boards, executed what I wanted to see a lot better at that point. So I'm looking for a big step up in the next game.
What about the returnees, Matilda Ericon and Carly Heineman, who had a chance to see some playing time this past weekend?
Well, we actually played Mattia a lot more than we wanted. We ended up getting some foul trouble, so some of the younger kids didn't get as many minutes as I wanted to give them. But I think Mattia needed that time, needed to get back in the flow. She missed a couple days last week, and we thought we needed to get her some opportunities. So I'm pretty pleased with both her, with Carly, how they did this past weekend.
And also, what about Sarah, the Australian? What were your thoughts about her?
Well, I think she's capable of getting to the rim. I don't know about she's got to finish a little better. She's got to get her head up at the end. She did get a couple of charges call on her. So I love the aggressiveness, but we've got to be a little smarter and not create those turnovers at the end. So she is capable of getting to the rim. I think people are going to be excited about how she progresses for us as the year goes on this year.
And Teacher Smith, I know she didn't really get to see a whole lot of playing time, Benny, but she's a key this year and trying to improve, especially from last year. We also talked about that. But I guess, did you wanted to see more of your new players, or just trying to blend Tisha in a little bit as the exhibition season goes on?
Well, that decision was a coach's decision to not play her, so it was based on just that. The other kids, you're right. It gives them opportunities to show me what they can do.
Yeah, St. Edward's coming up this coming Sunday, November 8th, and what do you look for out of them?
From what I understand, is they're an outstanding rebounding team that crashed the boards hard, send all five to the board. So that's good. We need that. We need that to get ready for Texas. We need a team that is aggressive that way and will challenge us to keep them off the boards, because that's real big key when you play Texas. They're big, they're physical, they're fast. They do crash the boards hard, so that will help us in getting ready for that.
Yeah, first time going back to Dempsey Thornton, I had a chance to see her, and I could see why she's such a great athlete, but not only because of her height, 6 feet. I know you're looking for that size, but she looked like she had some pretty good strength on that body as well. Looking forward to seeing her rebound as the season goes along.
She does. She has a knack for getting in there, and the timing from volleyball helps, but she's able to secure rebounds, and then that initiates our fast break.
How'd you like the foul shooting? Something that was a weakness last year, but I really thought the young ladies kept the poise, and it could be a difference between winning or losing a game by a point or two, but I really thought their focus overall, not only on the game, but at the foul line, was very impressive.
We do need to shoot a little bit better than what we did in that game, but it is better than it was last season, and we'll continue to work on that. We'll continue to get better, and as a team, I think this team's capable of shooting over 70% from the free throw line most any night. So that's our goal, and I think we'll achieve it.
Luby, always a pleasure. Thank you very much. Congratulations on the win against Trinity this past weekend, and good luck next weekend against St. Edward's.
Thanks, Stu. Look forward to seeing you then.
Likewise, thank you. Luby Lekancik, our head coach with the UTSA Roadrunners. I'm Stu Paul. And don't forget to tune in to live video this coming Sunday, November 8th, when the Roadrunners take on St. Edward's. And that'll be a 7 p.m. tip-off time, Central Time on GoUTSA.com. Thanks again joining for our podcast this week. My name is Stu Paul. Looking forward to talking more basketball a little later on.